biggest life lesson ever. Travel with carry-on only. So a while ago, we had a full day with another family. We're traveling the world. We're living on the world. And they're doing the same. And this was in South Africa, in Cape Town. And we had a really, interesting day with them. And then they shared that they're traveling the world and they're traveling with 24 suitcases. 24 suitcases. Imagine traveling the world with 24 suitcases. They had 3 children, and we have 3 children. And we don't travel with 24 suitcases. We travel with 5 pieces of carry-on. I should say we're with 5 people and we only travel with carry-on. So we have a small little suitcase, a carry-on suitcase, and we have a backpack, and that's it. And we travel for multiple months in a row. And imagine the difference between traveling with 24 checked-in baggages or luggage, or 5 people who just carry on only. And this is a metaphor for life. Yes, I would invite you to the idea that whenever you're traveling, to travel with carry-on only. But that's up to you. I mean, it has so many advantages, and I'll talk to that in a bit. But that's up to you. But what I really, really invite you to do is look at life. And where are you checking in 24 heavy bags and keep carrying them wherever you're going, instead of just making the decision to live a light life. I love the idea of the light way is the right way. And, we only live once. Life happens fast for all of us. And why would you want to check in that heavy luggage from the past? So, one of the things that I really, one of the things I helped a lot of entrepreneurs with is to creating a lighter life, but also a lighter business. It's really cool. A couple of months ago, I spoke at the Genius Network annual event. I did a 10-minute talk, and the talk was about the magic happens in the white space. That we as entrepreneurs and we as human beings, we have to create more white space for ourselves so we can actually, live a full life without having a full calendar or 24 checked-in bags. And a lot of people afterwards, a couple months after, came up to me, and a lot of them actually implemented some of these ideas. So one guy, really cool guy, he came up to me and said, "Eelco, after your presentation, I cut out 25% of all my possessions." So he literally got rid of 25% of all of his possessions. He cut out 25% of all the meetings in his calendar. He let go 25% of people on his team that, weren't a right fit anymore. And 1 or 2 other things that he cut out 25%. It wasn't my suggestion to cut out 25%, but that was his idea, based on or inspired by my talk. And then he said, "Eelco, I have so much more time now to spend with my wife, who actually has cancer right now." And I thought that was an amazing share from him, and I really appreciated that. There was another woman at Genius Network, highly successful, super successful, multiple companies, and last time I saw her in Phoenix, in Arizona, she said, "Eelco, this is the first time in my life that I traveled with carry-on. I used to check bags, and how many stories do you have, or how many stories do you know of people who are checking in bags and then, disaster strikes. They lost their luggage, or they had to do another flight because whatever, but they couldn't because the luggage was still on the plane, or whatever it is. Checking in luggage, or not checking in luggage, actually, it's a great, look, squirrel. Squirrel lives a light life. So just the idea of checking in baggage or not checking in baggage, for me, and again, our whole family, we're not checking in baggage. And so if we go on a flight, we go from one place to another, it takes me 10 to 15 minutes maybe. It takes me 10 to 15 minutes to check, to pack my bags. But when we actually go from one place to another, it'll take 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, because, you don't carry that much stuff. And that's the whole key of this video. You don't want to carry all that stuff. And then when you go to the airport, you don't need to think like, oh man, how long will the line be for the baggage, where we drop the baggage, because you're not dropping any baggage because you don't need to. So that's 30 minutes, 45 minutes that you can remove from your mind before you're scheduling your flight. And then whenever you're traveling and, you're landing, you're arriving, the horrors of waiting on at the baggage belt for like 30 minutes or an hour or 1.5 hours, and the fear of, please, hopefully my baggage is there, and then the relief, like, oh, it's there. I don't want to do that, and we don't have to do that. I haven't done that in so many years. I have examples of being on a plane. I paid $100,000 for a meeting, and then my plane got canceled 3 times. I had to go to Phoenix. Got canceled 3 times, and then for all of us, our plane got canceled 3 times, and then on the flight, I could literally book my next flight, and all of the flight, nobody could book the next flight that was 40 minutes later, because they all checked in their baggage, and I could get on a plane and go to my $100,000 meeting. So these are just examples of life being so much lighter whenever you decide to not carry on or not check in the heavy baggage. Literally, obviously, but also in life itself. Again, the light way is the right way. That's how you want to live your life. It's available for us, but we're committed to things that are not serving us anymore. We're committed to business ideas that we started a couple of years ago. We're committed to business partners that we became too loyal to a couple of years ago that are not serving us anymore. We're committed to old friends that are actually, robbing us from our precious energy. We're committed to maybe relationships that we shouldn't be into anymore because it's not who we are anymore. Really making the decision to cut out everything and live a light life. I think that's a big key to a successful and happy life, but also in business. Like, you don't want to scale something that you're not happy with. I think that's also one of the big key factors of companies who are not growing. And check yourself, like, why haven't you grown as much as you would love to in the last couple of years? And maybe you did, but maybe you didn't. Assuming that you didn't, for this example, why didn't you? Why didn't you grow as fast as you wanted to? Well, probably because you built something that you don't want to scale. It doesn't feel right to scale it because you know that the larger you will scale it, the more problems there will be. And yeah, if you got a tumor, the last thing you want to do is grow that tumor. And then, it's funny, like so many people want to scale their tumors, which is something we don't want to do, obviously. Not in business and definitely not in life. So the invitation for today, it's really simple. Explore the idea of traveling with only carry-on. And then look at your life. Like, how can I live a carry-on lifestyle and become lighter and lighter and lighter? So that's it for today. One of the great ways to live a light life is know that there's income. Know that you don't need to fight for the next month, or don't need to think about how am I going to pay the invoices for the next month, because there's just income, preferably passive income. And what I've done is I created a really cool training on how to build massive passive income. How to really scale whatever you want to scale, the things that are good for you, in a really easy way. And what I'm sharing in this video, this new training that I created for you, is how to create massive passive income. Not just a couple $1,000 a month, but literally like a 10x of your passive income pretty soon. It's an idea that I've never heard anybody talk about. It's counterintuitive in a way, but highly, highly effective. And so yeah, if you want to get access to that video, check this video out. You'll really, really appreciate it. And I would love for you to subscribe. See you in the next video. Click here for the video.